Let's talk genre a little bit because it's a very effective horror movie, but it's so much more than that, and not in the sense that sometimes bandied around about. People talk about defying genre, they talk about elevated horror, things like that. But what I see in the film is I see a lot of influences, I see a lot of love for the horror genre. I see references to The Shining and The Thing, but there's so much more to the film that feels very organic. It doesn't feel like an attempt to try and shift genre or break genre. It feels like an attempt to stand on the shoulders of horror movies that have come before and say something new with it.
No, absolutely. I mean, you very good at this, Chris. Too bad you really good at something else, but I think that you're absolutely right. Like, blues music was subject to so much judgment, as a lot of things are in African American culture. So what I didn't want to do was judge the genres that I loved coming up. I think it's masterful films in horror, in the horror genre, and not just like the ones that brought up a couple of Kubrick films and Carpenter films, but I just love the stuff, and I wanted to be at home in it and not try to be better than the horror that came before, but really embrace it. And for us, I always look at like, it's a 24-hour movie, right? And over the course of a day, you can have like moments that feel like you in a romantic comedy. You can have moments where you feel like you're in a thriller. You can have moments where you feel like you're in a horror movie. You know what I mean? Moments where you feel like you're in a comedy. And I definitely wanted to try to embrace just being true to what was happening. You know what I mean? A film.
Why 24 hours?